Hello Lazy Sabers, Marsh here. So today we're going to find all zeros. You want your notes. You're going to want some form of a graphing calculator. That could also be Desmos. And then our pen or a pencil as well. So, finding all the zeros. What are we ultimately going to do in this video? Well, we got some steps that we need to take. One, we're going to make sure we get a hint to get started, just like you've been doing recently. You're going to set up division and find the quotient. So you're going to divide. Factor the quotient if possible, and then find and list all of the solutions. So today, recently you were just getting rational solutions, so normal numbers and fractions. Today we might start getting i's, you might start getting square roots, like square root of 3 for an answer, that kind of thing, okay? So, there's a really very important theorem. It's called the fundamental theorem of algebra, and it states that the number of solutions a polynomial has is equal to its degree. Now, these solutions can be integers, fractions, square roots, double counted solutions, so that means you literally get the same answer twice, and they can even be imaginary. So the degree is the highest exponent available in a polynomial. So if it's a cubic, you should have 3 answers, okay? So keep that in mind. If you ever get a cube, if you have a 3 for the highest exponent, but yet you only have 2 answers, you have a big problem. You miss somebody. Something is missing. So let's try this example. I got x cubed plus 5x squared plus 4x plus 20. And I got a picture of my graph here. It goes through, -5 it looks like. So we're going to go through -5. We're going to put -5 on the outside of my synthetic division here. So I got 1, a 5, a 4, and a 20. Drop the 1. This should be a -5. That'll be 0, 0, 4, -20. And smiley face canceled. So now let's translate this. This is 1x squared, right? Because we drop a power. Plus 4. That doesn't factor, right? Because if it'd be a negative, then I could factor it. This doesn't factor. So now we're going to think, how can I solve x squared plus 4 equals 0? Well, let's subtract 4, right? Let's get the x squared alone. Let's square root both sides. X equals, square root of -4. Well, that would be plus or minus 2i, right? So then, my last answer, because this is a cubic function, so that should be 3 answers. I got 2 right here. I also have that -5 that we got. Now notice, guys, I didn't have any other x-intercepts available on my graph because of those imaginaries. If you have an imaginary solution, they are not going to show up on the graph. So keep that in mind when you're looking through stuff. If they are square root, those do show up. Imaginaries do not, however. So let's try one more problem here. Example 2. I got 3x to the 4th plus x cubed minus 10x squared plus 2x plus 4. Whew, really long there. Let's look at the graph. Well, we have 4 intercepts, so that's good. I think I'm going to go through -2 here. So let's put a -2 on the outside. 3, 1, -10, 2, and 4. Okay, let's drop the 3. This is -6, -5, 10. Ooh, big smiley face there. 0, 2, and -4. Smiley face. Okay, so what do we got? What is this translated into? 3x cubed minus 5x squared plus 2. Well, if I'd start trying to factor that, right? Well, you'd have a 3x squared and an x. But that would make me have an x, right? In the middle there? that's not going to work. That doesn't factor, frowny face. So I got to go one more time. Best thing to definitely keep in mind, if you are using an x to the fourth, if you start with an x to the fourth, you're definitely going to probably have to do synthetic division more than once, okay? So I got to find a new number. It looks like we go through 1, so I'm going to put a 1 outside here. Drop 3, 3, that's -2, -2, -2, -2, smiley face. Okay, because that 0 is not supposed to be there. Whoops. Okay, so now this translates into 3x squared minus 2x minus 2. So now, let's see if we can factor that. I got a 3x and an x, right? One's positive, one negative. Let's go a 2 and a 1. That's -6, 5. You know what? I don't think that's going to factor. Ugh. Definitely not going to factor. So that tells me I need to solve this using a different method. Completing the square would be really bad. That 3 in the front, I would have to divide everybody by 3. I would not agree with that. Let's do some quadratic formula. So I gotta go 2 plus or minus the square root of b squared, that's 4, minus 4 times a times c, all over 2 times my a. Okay, so 2 plus or minus the square root, oh, what is this? 28 underneath there, over 6. 28 breaks down into 4 and 7, so that's 2 plus or minus 2 square roots of 7 all over 6, which simplifies even further into 1 plus or minus 1 square root of 7. That's a 7 fingers. There we go. Over 3. There's 2 answers right there. And then I also have the other 2 answers of x equals -2, x equals 1, and then we have x equals 1 plus or minus the square root of 7 all over 3. There is 4 answers. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I would do these in particular numbers, so let's say if I would actually get the decimals for these, I would find that those are the decimals of those particular dots. And that's the end of this video. I will see you later, Sabers.